Good morning. Come on in, find a seat, get comfy, hug the person next to you. It is so good to see you guys. It's been too long since I've been up here, and I just love looking out and seeing all your sweet faces. We are also blessed by each and every one of you, and I just want to give a little shout out to our sweet Evie. She was supposed to be here today doing this job, but she's under the weather, so I'm filling in, and if we can just keep Evie in our heart today and just know her perfect health, that she'll be joining us healthy and amazing next Sunday. Welcome to our service, y'all. It is Sunday, July 9th, 2023, and greetings to our online family. We welcome your companionship as we fortify our divine connection with God. We would love to support your spiritual path, so please reach out to us. Just as a power station transforms raw energy into a usable form, God transforms our consciousness. Our spiritual practice allows us to be a conduit of power between the source of all good and the rest of the world. Today, we are very excited to welcome Leslie Woods as our guest speaker. Leslie Woods is in her 6th term as a Unity Ministerial candidate and is currently serving on the board for the Ministerial Student Association. Leslie has served 30 years supporting Unity Youth Ministry, as well as creating online curriculums. She's authored several books and has an online ministry called Shine On, y'all. I wore my power colors today in honor of her talk about power. I'm so excited. We are thrilled to have you today to talk about the power of power. Welcome, Leslie. So now let's stand and let's party with our welcome song with Julie Reagans, Curtis Pringle, Jeff Stockey, and Bruce Wayne. 1, 2, 3.
Day. Please join me as we affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And now let us unite our spirits as we hold this vision for our church together. We are an open-hearted spiritual community powerfully transforming our world by honoring the sacred in all. Thank you. And we practice this mission here. Inspired, shared spiritual awakening, we offer practical teachings that empower healthy, abundant, and meaningful living. All right, today, the daily word is power. I look within and discover my power. Great power lies within me, like a treasure chest full of gold and precious jewels buried in my own backyard. It is so close that I sometimes overlook it, leading me to search near and far, seeking strength and value outside myself. Yet my power is my potential, a gift for me to discover. I'm endowed with wisdom, love, and creativity, gemstones meant to be uncovered and shared with the world. I am rich in my capacity to use these gifts to reach goals and create my life with intentionality. As I think, speak, and behave in accordance with my divine abilities, I share my treasures. I bring into the light the hidden parts of myself, knowing my power comes from expressing my best self. And from Ephesians 2:10, for we are what he has made us, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand to be our way of life. Now with our gathering pair, Sherry Burrows.
Good morning. Good morning. I invite you to close your eyes and take a little mini vacation from our outer world and all of our challenges and possibly fears or worries. And as we go within, we find that retreat within us of peace, relaxation, and a feeling of divine energy that washes over us and cleanses us of all of that we no longer need to hold on to. We can surrender it in this moment to our divine essence and call upon the power within us to strengthen us to go forth, guided, directed, to do all we have to do. As we rest in this moment, we know that the divine inspiration is even now going before us, opening doors, creating solutions, being one with us every step of the way as we walk in our own power as divine beings. For this we give thanks. Amen.
I am perfectly capable of creating a life I love, and I am learning to trust myself, make peace with what I can't control. I always have a say in who I am today, and I can always change who I am becoming. This is my life. I'm my own hero. Nobody but me can decide where I will go. This is my time. No matter what life throws, I always have the power to change my state of mind. This is my life. This is my life. Owning all of my past mistakes, moving forward with more confidence. I don't know what the future holds, but I choose to count the blessings every day. I always have a say in who I am today, and I can always change who I am becoming. This is my life. I am my own hero. Nobody but me can decide where I will go. This is my time. No matter what life throws me, I always have the power to change my state of mind. This is my life. This is my life. And I will never win by holding on to pain. And happiness begins with by day I will keep building my future. Nothing can get in my way. This is my life. I am my own hero. Nobody but me can decide where I will go. This is my time. No matter what life throws me, I'll always have the power to change my state of mind. This is my life. I am my own hero. Nobody but me can decide where I will go. This is my time. No matter what life throws me, I'll always have the power to change my state of mind. This is my life. This is my life.
I just lost my mic pack. Hold on. While I gather my tail, and I'm going to stick it in my pocket. Hopefully it'll stay there. Thank you for inviting me to spend some sacred time with you today. Thank you for sharing your light with me as I can share my light with you from the Christ within all of us. Have you ever had times when you felt like your battery was running low because things get heated? And when I was asked to talk on whatever the daily word was today, and talking about power is one of my favorite things. I'm just going to ignore it and hope it stays in place. Otherwise, I'm going to go right there in a minute. Anyways, I found myself recently in that heat, in that moment where I just felt drained. I felt like I had no more to give. And in my classes, we're learning how to be there at all times for everybody. And one of my requirements was to do a 10-minute meditation, 10-minute counseling session with someone. And I talked to my professor and I said, really, I am going through it right now. And how am I going to do that? Because I'm having my own struggles. And she asked me, do you talk with your friends often? I'm like, no, I mean, every so often, yeah. And she's like, do it more often. So she gave me these tools to plug in. And I have some tools of my own, but in the heat of the moment, in the Texas heat that's coming from without and within, I kind of lost my place for a minute. And so in the news, we're hearing about, is the grid gonna hold up? Are we gonna be okay? Are we gonna still have our AC? And so I have good news for you guys. The good news is there is no power outage here at all. And I honestly feel like I'm preaching to the choir today because I've come and visited you guys many times, and if there is any of these 12 powers that you guys have, it is the power of power, because I have seen you guys work magic. I've seen you guys support your ministers. I've seen you guys be able to pull together to make it all happen, and I am amazed. So I will preach to this wonderful, beautiful choir here. And I will pull in a quote from Charles Fillmore. And I have to move over here to read it because it's a lengthy one, and it's Charles, so. But I love you, Chuck, I love you. We exist right in the midst of forces that will yield us power to do all of our work if we knew how to conserve and properly utilize their energies. This is not only true for our use of the many elements of the natural world that are all about us, but it's especially useful in our utilization of the energy generated by our minds. If we could utilize this dissipated energy constructively, it would restore the body, illuminate the mind, and establish us in a lasting, consciousness of dominion and mastery. That's Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, and this is from Jesus Christ Heals. And to know that we have that power within us, that as long as we keep it unattached to ego, we can do the most amazing, incredible things because we are conduits of the God energy. We are that, moving, breathing through us to the world around us. We truly can and do transform our world. Every day we're bombarded with news that doesn't set right with us, negative energies that we come across that we don't plan on. Have you ever walked into a room and you're like, and you want to turn around and walk away, but you're supposed to be there for whatever reason? Yeah, those things. And then our own funk, because we get in our own ick, like we step right in it, and we got to figure out how to get our way back out of it. But because we're that conduit, because we are that source of energy, we need to be able to refill, restore, renew. So there is no power outage here at all. We cleanse, we reconnect, we recharge, and we shine. Now, the universe will direct you into places that you're supposed to be without you even knowing that you're supposed to be there. So over the weekend, I had several power instances that happened over the weekend, so I'll share bits and pieces of them as we go. But we had a trip to the emergency room. My partner and I were both going for checkups, and there was a EKG ran on Sam. The nurse practitioner comes back and says, your P waves, they're off, you're an AFib, you need to go to the ER. We're like, okay. So off to the ER we go. So we're in San Antonio, we're at the ER. Long story short, we were there from 5:30 on Friday. Sam didn't leave till after 1 o'clock the next day, sitting in not so comfortable chairs. It was very, very cold. But while I'm there, I can feel this need for prayer, for energies being shared about, because there were people there that were struggling with things that you can obviously see. Some people were struggling with things that you really couldn't see. And so I began, I'm like, if I'm sitting here, I might as well make myself useful, right? So I started sending energies to people that I could feel could need it, and knowing that those energies would carry that person through whatever they needed to be carried through that day. So then we fast forward to Sam coming home Saturday afternoon, and luckily, thank you, Beth, for being tag team, because I had a wedding to do the next day, and I'm like, I've got to get some sleep because I still have some things to do for this wedding. So Beth came and tag teamed and was able to bring Sam home. So I said, what did the cardiologist say? And Sam said, well, funny story. My P waves were fine. 3 EKGs ran, P waves were fine. So once I get over my anger, frustration, irritableness, because I'm in my human self, I sit there and go, if God had said, Leslie, I'm going to need you to go sit in the emergency room, freeze your little tail end off, and be completely uncomfortable so you can share some God energy with some people, I would have went, hard pass, God. I can do this from my couch. I don't have to be there for this. I said, God, energy has no container. It can go anywhere. But it kind of reminded me of the fact that sometimes I don't listen to those subtle cues of there's an emergency room somewhere that you could send some energy to. And so pay attention to those things in your life where you hear that gentle nudge and you're like, and because it takes just a second. It takes just a second to be able to do that. And in order for us to be able to do this and get these things out, because I don't know that I really would have had the bandwidth to recognize the good part that happened in that frustrating day have I not cleansed and reconnected and recharged. So when we cleanse, use a ritual to help you with this. We've all got our shadow work to do. All the baggage that we pick up, put down. Pick up, put down. Pick up again, put it back down again. But we have it and we carry it with us, but it creates these blocks for us that don't allow the energy to come through as fully as it can. Because the source, God's energy, never, ever, ever, ever dissipates. Never. But it's our connection to it that moves our awareness from that divine power. So we got to scrape off the crusties. We got to get the ick. We've got to take whatever mess we just stepped in and wash our feet of it. And so sometimes for me, it's doing ritual things like taking a salt bath, walking out in nature, doing those kinds of things to just get rid of the ick, to remind me, because it doesn't literally wash away ick. It's a ritual reminder to remind us of our divinity within and who we truly are. And the other thing that this reminds me of, this cleansing, is that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And that's from Philippians 4:13. Now, Paul, I have a love-hate relationship with Paul. He doesn't always say the things that resonate with my heart space. But in this particular instance, he does. Because before this particular verse, he's talking about focus on the good, the just, the noble, whatever these things are, focus on those things. That's our third principle, right? Our thoughts create our reality. And in Paul's situation, he is writing to Philippians, and he has been in and out of prison, and he is giving thanks because in his need, when he is abased, because he's lacking, for whatever material circumstances are lacking, he's humble enough to know and to trust in that things are coming his way. People from the different areas send him sustenance. And we abound in our divinity to be able to be that Christ-like to everyone. So in his thank you letters of humility, he's also lifting up and saying, guys, you got this. You got this. And one of my favorite ways of getting back into center is to reconnect. And I'm YFM, y'all, so I've got object lessons. But we have to connect the circuit so that our Christ light shines at all times. And our Christ light, isn't this the coolest thing ever? Yes. I will pass it around. I will pass it around. But I love this. And it doesn't, like, you don't feel any vibrations or any weird things when you connect. It just does. And you're reminded of that Christ light that's within. And we are our own hero. That Christ light in us reminds us that we can do all things. Things that we didn't think we can do, we can do. But when we get in our humanness, when we get in that place where you're like, I don't know if I have anything. I'm spent. I'm tapped out, God. We have this wonderful thing called God is omnipresent. And so sometimes the Christ light in you, and you, and you, and you, and you reminds me of the Christ light that's within me. And it's important for that person to stay connected. Because if you just reach out and hold it, it kind of But if that person is centered and you complete the circuit, when you complete the circuit and you're aware of that divine presence within you, you light up, and you actually light up with glee and joy, and you can't contain it. So then your light shines, and it radiates, and you can feel that power just oozing from the inside because you feel it right here, right there. And Rev Myra told me, she's like, call your friends when you're in this mess. So I have my friends, 2 colleagues of mine, we call ourselves the Screechers. because we want to talk about the things that make us uncomfortable so that we can move into the rightness of where we're supposed to be. If we don't talk about it, nothing's going to change. And so we screech together and vent together, and we encourage each other together. And when we're in that right-centered, amazing, divine self that we are, we're able to receive information that our friend who may need a little assistance may not be able to hear at the time. Have you ever had some, ladies, guys, I don't know if y'all do this or not, but sometimes you'll have a woman come up to you and you're in your mess and you're in your funk and she will say, honey, fix your crown. We need those people. We need our connectedness with each other, the Christ within us to connect together to fix that circuit so that we can continue to shine. And when we recharge, I want to ask you, please be selfish with your recharge time. Do it. Be selfish. Say, I'm sorry, I can't be there today because I have an appointment. Your appointment is with God, it's you. Do it. Because when you make that appointment, when you make that time, in my time with my friends who were like, Leslie, you've got this. And then I stumbled on Facebook, scrolling through, and I stumbled upon this meditation. I wasn't even 5 minutes in it, y'all, that I was like, oh, yeah, I got this now. I'm good now. And when we do it on a regular basis, then we can always connect and recharge. It's not like, yes, it's another thing to do, because I've had those moments where I'm like, oh, it's just one more thing. But you know what my body's been doing since I've had this wonderful reconnect and recharge? My body's like, sun's up, I'm up, 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm like, hi, day, how you doing? This is not normal for me, but okay, I'll take it. Because it gives me that time to recharge. It gives me that time to set my intentions for the day. And let me tell you guys, things have opened up and made an amazing, amazing change in my world. Things fall together, things fall into place. People that you need in your circle come to your circle. People that you need to leave your circle with love and light. Don't send them away angry. Love and light, love and light. And so when this happens, there is no power outage. None. Because we cleanse, we reconnect, and we recharge. And then we can shine. So when all this is happening and everything is shining, and I'm reminded that we do have the ability to restore the body, to illuminate the mind, to establish our consciousness of dominion and mastery. And here comes my other story from the weekend and to close y'all out. So I did a wedding, and I'm standing at the podium, and I feel this on my head. I'm like, okay. Like I'm a little woo-woo sometimes, so I'm like, all right, well, okay, thanks God for that. And I look down, and there are at least 30 granddaddy long legs that had fallen on my head, and out they went. And luckily, I'm not afraid of spiders, unless it's when I recognize this thing's not working, so I'm staying put. And so I look at my person who's doing music, and I'm like, Asher, you afraid of spiders? She's like, just a little bit. And I'm like, alrighty then. But the interesting thing is nobody got up to kill them. They did their thing, and I was like, okay, guys. So I talked to them because dominion, right? We have it. So I made this covenant with the granddaddy long legs. I said, okay, guys, y'all disperse to wherever you need to be. The best man was scooping them up and taking them over to the shrubs and setting them down. No, granddaddy long legs died at this wedding. We had these wonderful extra wedding guests. And I look up above me, there's at least 3 other nests of them up there. So I was like, okay, guys, you guys disperse wherever you need to go. y'all stay put until this is over. And I look at Ashley, who's just like practically tiptoed, and I said, and around you is this bubble that they're not allowed to go in. They're just not going to be there. They're not going to bother you. We're good? We're good. Wedding happened. Happy couple got married. Ash and I were packing up our stuff. And just as I'm grabbing the last bit of things to go, they kept their covenant. They fell off to the side and were like, y'all have a good day. And it's interesting because it's like these things only happen, if weird things happen, they're happening for you. They're happening for a reason. So of course my metaphysical curiosity self went, what's the metaphysical meaning of Granddaddy Longlegs? I want to know. Stepping out into faith. And y'all, I've been doing a lot of that. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So if you get scared on those leaps, take them, because God's got you. So I have homework before we move into meditation. I always give homework because YFM, I'm a teacher, it's my thing. Write a list of things that you use to help cleanse you. Write a list of ways that you reconnect. Not only in your meditation, not only in your readings of books and things that uplift you, but in who you reconnect to, that has that Christ self within them, that radiates it, so that way you can tap into your screechers. You can sense a friend in need halfway across the country and go, what's going on with you? Who are those people for you? Write it down, because when you're in the muck, you're not going to remember those tools. Write it down. And recharge. What are your things to recharge? Mine is going near water. You put me near water, I'm good to go. Yes, you do. I love it when I come up the hill and I cross the river, and all I have to do is see it. Like, I don't have to even put my feet in it, but I just have to be there with it. So do these things, guys. It will change your trajectory, and it will keep that peace feeling living within. There is no power outage at all. We cleanse, we reconnect, we recharge, and we shine. Let's bring this into meditation. Get comfortable in your seats, however that may be. Feet on the floor, legs crossed. I want you to be comfortable. Take a few cleansing deep breaths in. That power of the Spirit is at our very breath. All we have to do is breathe it in, exhale it out. Feel it in your stomach. Feel your belly rise. Feel your belly fall. And in this very room, and the very room that is joining us online stream, because just we're not in the same place doesn't mean that we're not connected. And we're going to tap into that source of power right here and right now. Feel that light inside you, in your heart space. For some of it's beaming as bright as it could possibly beam because we're in the zone. For some of it's twinkling like a distant star. But I want you to get as close as you can to that light. Feel it growing bigger, bigger, bigger. And the radiance that I know is you is shining that light beyond your human being. Your divine beingness right here and right now is expanding. And if you're like me, you can feel it exiting your skin, because I call that goosebumps. And that Spirit moving in us, through us, as us. And I want you to take just a moment to ask that question. Where does my energy need to expand to right now? Take a deep breath in as you receive your answer. One more, letting us know we got this. And shine it to that place. See that place, whether it's a physical place, a human heart space, a cellular level of some being that needs that extra oomph. Send it there. Release any worries of any depletion that might happen from you from sharing this energy, because our source is an abyss of divine love and light that never goes out. So shine as bright as you want, wherever that place is. And we're just going to sit for a little bit so you can watch and feel that place being hugged by that love and light as we go into the silence. Oh God, we thank you. Thank you for the power of power. Thank you for our ability to connect, to reconnect, to recharge, and to share our unique light with the world. As we have just now, in this very presence, felt a shift, a higher vibration. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Oh man, do y'all ever just feel like the message is directed specifically, directly, and only to you? Leslie, have you been reading my journal? Thank you. This was exactly what I needed to hear today, and I'm sure other people felt the same way. We're so grateful to have you today. Thank you. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is with grateful hearts that we put our abundance into action and we complete the sacred circle of giving and receiving. So let's take a moment to bring this truth into our hearts as we prepare our offerings and our ushers come forward. And to our beloved online family, if this message supports your spiritual growth, please consider making us a part of your abundance practice. For giving options, please scan the QR code on the screen, and we thank you for the gifts you have already sent, and we affirm the gifts that you're sending now. And now let us offer this affirmation of abundance together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. Just begin with a spin, traveling in a world of your creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. You want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. You want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Let's bless these gifts with full hearts together. We bless these gifts and the givers with our love and gratitude. Before beginning our announcements, let us affirm the joyful and divine search for our new minister. Together, God's infinite love and wisdom now guide us to the right and perfect spiritual leader for our community. We let the activity of the one mind reveal this divine appointment as we unite our gratitude for our new minister. Amen. Next Sunday, we are joined by my very cute husband, Michael Finn. Oh, look at that picture. You're so cute. Okay. So his talk is Joy on the Journey. No matter where you go, there you are. And it may be his best one yet, so you're not going to want to miss this. And a big thank you, a special thank you to Susan Winkler, who has stepped up to serve our bluebirds by maintaining their homes. Yes, yes. This is a very vital volunteer program that keeps us in compliance with our wildlife program, plus it keeps our sweet birds healthy and thriving. And thank you to all of our volunteers who are serving the summer food delivery program. This community assistance is essential for our children in need, and it is a blessing to serve the precious children. We are now accepting school supply donations for Back to School Fiesta. Our donations will help ensure that 500 or more Wimberley Valley students in need have school supplies and a new backpack to start the year. A $75 donation supports one child. So if you want to bring school supplies, they are in a strong need of high school student backpacks. You can find our donation table in the fireside room, or you can reach out to Judy Bradbury. The Crisis Bread Basket summer donation needs are listed on the slide, or you can send in a monetary gift also directly to the address. Please take a moment each Thursday to check in with midday reflections and contemplation, affirmation, and prayer, and that is available on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our church phone app. Reach out for prayer requests and care support teams. You can reach out to the emails on our screen, and you can click the event page on our website to see all of the upcoming classes, groups, and events. And a reminder that Sherry Burrows will be here to pray with you after the service. And our prayer request box and gratitude jars are in the fireside room buffet. And if you're visiting today, please consider filling out a blue information card on the table so that we can properly welcome you. Let's sing in these kids.
You are alive, you are alive, you are alive in this world. You are alive, you are alive, you are alive in this world. And you shine, and you shine,
please help me bless these children. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. That brings us to the close of our service. Please join us for our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.